the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network as the green flag has just come out for qualifying as the OP Racing Premier Super Speedway Series brings you the Daytona Nights 250 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I am your host. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is my longtime partner in crime, Travis Elliot.
How's it going, like KR?
I'll tell you what, it's going great. We're at the very smooth Daytona Superspeedway and got a full field of cars. It's gonna be a good night.
I agree. I love me some Daytona. Hopefully we get some 3 wide off the rip. It's not like the bumpy track we were at last week, so I'm looking forward to a good race tonight.
I am as well. I think it's going to be a stellar one for sure as the 12 of Zach Fritsch starts making his way around this super speedway. Fritsch looking for his first win of the season. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Elliott, but Zach Fritsch has not really had some good finishes here this season.
No, he's had seems like a little bit of a bad luck. New team. Maybe he's got to get a little bit of that little bit of rust worked out. But he's one of those drivers for sure that can make a bounce back and make a push to the front. You just got to get a little lucky every now and then.
On board with the 62 of Wes Levy. Wes right now looking for his first win of the season here on Monday night, but picked up a win this season on Wednesday night. So he's one to watch, especially when he's got his Dickens cider on the hood.
Yes. The delicious Dickens cider. It's one of my favorites, KR. As Kevin Freese, your current pole setter with a 50.474.
The qualifying time at 50.47 for the pole. Kevin Nagel's chiming in. Says it's time to get the number 6 a win. I agree. Cody could use a win. Finds himself in a 20th spot coming into the points here tonight. A win would go a long way for him.
Yeah, Cody's always been pretty much at the front near the end of stages. Sometimes gets tangled up in a little bit of bad luck. But yeah, he's definitely one of the ones that if he can keep the car clean to the end and just be there at the end, he's definitely a contender. As are about everybody in this league. That's why they're here in the Monday Night Premier Series, KR.
Right, it is. With that being said, guys, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Turn 3 Racing Network as OP Racing Premier Series is taking to the grid, and that can only mean one thing. I kind of forget what that one thing is. It'll come to
The
me.
green flag.
Green, no, green flag. Starts with a G.
Oh, grid walk.
Grid! Yeah, there we go. All right, to the grid. The Bumpy Road 250, or I'm sorry, this is not the Bumpy Road 250, this is the Daytona Nights 250, brought to you by Butt Kicker. On the front row, Kevin Freese with a time of 50.475. To the outside, the 23 of Sebastian Marin. That is going to make up row number 1. Row 2 will be the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. and the 24 of Tyler Miller. Row 3, the 63 of Logan Helton and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Cody Nagels and Steve Karosik in row number 4. Row 5, Peter DeBorgia and Jim Mayer.
And in row number 6, the 7 of Josh Milam and the 77 of David Booth. That's a lucky row care, all 7s there. In row number 7, going to be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 44 of Anthony English. Row number 8 is going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 071 of Eric Laurie. In row number 9, the 12 of Zach Fritsch and the 510 of Richard A. Sanchez. And in row number 10, the 47 of Richard Kuhn and the 19 of Zach Workman.
Sean Stevens, Casey Gilchrist for row number 11. Row 12, the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. John McCarra, Les Levy make up row 13. Row 14, the 53 of Dave Hunt and Jimmy Reynolds. Row number 15, going to be Andy Brigante and Rob Connors.
And in row number 16, the 01 of PJ Cox and the 9 of Nathan Warren. In row number 17, you got the 5 of Bob Lacavara and the 32 of BK Anderson. In row number 18, you got the 97 of Jeremy Funk and the 46 of David O. And in row number, I believe that's 19 KR, we got a full field tonight. The 05 of Brian Wang and the 4 of Rick Seabrins. And rounding out the final row of the race, you've got the 1 of Zachary Lima and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. with the 82 of Dan Harrington rounding out the field.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting lineup. As the field makes its way through turns 3 and 4, Kevin Freese and Sebastian Marin out in front of this 41 car field. They're ready to go. This is a big field. A lot of the drivers in this field, in fact, everyone in this field has a chance at winning it and is capable of winning. Just comes down to who can pull it off as the green flag comes out. Kevin on the throttle. Sebastian Marin falls back just a little bit as that inside lane gets trucking along just a little bit faster.
The inside line holding momentum. The 33 getting the inside clear. Can the 63 also get clear? And who will jump up and take that outside lane? It looks like Logan Helton's going to jump up in front of the 23, and so does the 33, leaving the 25 of Kevin Freese all by himself, and that's going to cause a big checkup on the bottom. But that is going to get that outside line mega clear. 3 to the bottom. Oh no! The 63 of Logan Helton and the 23 of Sebastian Marin stay up top. A smart move by the Season 9 champion of OP, leading this race, going from the inside of the third row, I think, KR, to leading lap number 1.
One of our keys to tonight's race was corner exit lane swaps, and you saw it right there. Pulled off to perfection. Other things for tonight's race. Got to stay clean. Keep that car clean. Keep your nose clean. Ooh, we got a big wiggle out of Eric Lurie, I believe. Mistake-free, penalty-free race. I can't tell you how many times coming on the pit road we have seen competitors with a chance at winning throw it all away, especially towards the end of the race with a penalty on the pit road or locking the brakes up on the pit road. And our stages here tonight are lap 25 and 50 with one fast repair available.
Yeah, those mistakes on pit road, we almost see something happen nearly every week, it seems, but whoever can be on and off pit road the cleanest seems to have the best chance, as that inside line is getting a decent bit of momentum going. Not enough to get the 33 clear off of the bottom, as we're still 2x2 going into turn number 3. Now, KR, I just want to once again point out that Logan went from the third row on the inside to leading the race in 1 lap.
Yeah, he's got a good feel for where to put that race car.
Like it's just now it's still sinking in on me that he did that. That's hats off to him there, as the 23 and the 63 are both side by side with one another. Outside line getting a little bit of a shove. 24 Tyler Miller doing everything he can to get the 23 clear. Might be just enough right as they're going into the turn. Not quite. Check up on the bottom though. And they're still side by side out of the turn. No momentum gain, as we are still 2x2.
What was I gonna say? So some of the drivers are all sporting a very similar paint scheme. OP wants to send its best wishes out to Gabe Butler and his family as they are experiencing situations right now. And we hope that everything turns out for the best for them as well. But the 40 of Peter DeVorja and the rest of that team all sporting a Guinness paint scheme of some style.
Yeah, but we were given that news just before the race, and our like KR said, our thoughts and best wishes go out to the Gabe Butler family. Maybe one of those boot knocker boys can make something happen tonight, and make that Guinness car, make that Guinness car proud.
Yeah, it's Gabe Butler, a very accomplished super speedway driver, and not with us here tonight. Hopefully everything will go well, and we'll see him next Monday night.
That's the idea, and we got a new leader right now, KR. The 23 of Sebastian Marin got a shove to get in front of Logan Helton on the bottom lane, as he is now your leader, coming to lap number 7. And And I have not yet seen anybody sniff that third lane yet. Might
Not
be too
yet.
early. And it looks like Logan might get clear.
They are playing it kind of conservative right now. Nothing wrong with that as they make their way down the backstretch. But yeah, I was thinking with this smooth track, after just coming away from the Daytona Rallycross, that we would see them try and go 3 wide here pretty early. But so far it has not happened. And looks like
I was about to say, we're
Borgia
about to
and a
get
couple
pit
others
road.
coming onto pit road.
Yeah, I saw a couple cars scramble to the inside line. Jeff Crosby looked like he let the 24 down, his teammate, to pit there, but
Ooh, and the 15 into the wall. Jeff Crosby Sr. got into the wall there. Not sure how big of a hit it took, but definitely bounced off the inside wall on pit road. Looked like maybe some contact with another car on pit lane.
it could have been. Pit road gets tight when you have a group like that hitting pit road. And speaking of a group, looks like we're about to have a pretty decent sized, probably most of the field hit pit road right here. And there we go, scrambling down, scattering like flies.
Yeah,
And it
big
looks
group
like-
on the pit lane, and looks like one of my highways during rush hour. Everyone going every which way, and guys at the back
Oh.
just know they need to go faster.
And I was about to say, it looks like everybody got on the pit road pretty easy, but a couple bits of contact at some weird times. And that's going to make your leader the 95 of James Mayer. Obviously, he still has to pit. He probably will this time by. And
Not
I
sure
believe,
what. Oh, okay. I see what he did. Zach Fritsch came onto pit road a lap sooner than anyone else. He pitted by himself as he almost went a lap down there. Jeff
Yeah,
Crosby Sr. back on pit road in the 15.
I
The
don't know
troubles
what the,
continue. That
12 is
must have been
doing
harder
there.
hit than we thought.
Yeah, it must have been. I don't know what the 12 is doing. He must be trying to get a little bit of a off cycle as I believe Logan Helton is your race leader with the 23 Sebastian Marin as the 95 and 510 are both coming out of the pits and are going to get swallowed up on the backstretch. And I'm assuming now, KR, this is when we're going to see these boys start showing off a little bit.
All right, down the backstretch they come. Jim Mayer, sitting duck as he is all by himself and full head of steam, the 63 and the 23. Shout out to Chris for chiming in. Pretty Teeth fans have returned. How you doing, Chris? Welcome back. And Miss Mara here to cheer on the 04 Mark Man. 2 cars having issues this go around on our first round of green flag pit stops. We saw Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15 smack the inside wall, but it was up in
Ooh, there's another
smoke
car on the
along
wall.
the wall. Guess it wasn't smoke, but concrete dust, maybe a little bit of tire rub. The 25 of Kevin Freese, but Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91 serving what I imagine to be a penalty on pit road. As we have a new fast lap by Randall Cobb at a 46.17.
And we are 3 wide up front, KR. You got the 25 of Kevin Freese making that third line move with, I believe that is the 40 of Peter DeBorgia right behind him. And that top side is looking quick with only 2 cars. So I can only imagine what it'll look like when they get a handful more. And it looks like the 40 has 2 other Guinness cars right behind him. So one could only assume that is 2 Boonaka people trying to make that high line work. Still not quite enough, but to take away the lead from the 63 of Logan Helton. But they are getting more and more help as the lap progresses, it looks like.
That is the 0-5 of Brian Wang behind the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. So 3 wide finally happening. Shout out to Josh Medlock chiming in as well on YouTube chat. Josh covering OP on Saturday nights over on Max Speed TV. If you're not doing anything on Saturday night, make sure you check it out.
Yeah.
Brian Anderson has a new fast lap.
Seems like everybody's getting fast laps tonight. And I think you mean BK.
I
KR.
do mean BK, but in my notes, he entered as Brian Anderson, so what am I supposed to do here?
Weird. I don't know. I don't know why he's definitely BK for me.
We'll just call him Mr. Anderson.
Oh. Peter, make a BK Matrix car, please. Thank you. As we're 3 wide still up front, and more cars are going to that outside line. They're coming up on a lap car of, I believe that's the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. And outside line not able to make a bunch of time up right now, but they are making a push for it. 3 wide, 4 rows deep, and it's probably going to keep adding to it. And a little bit of contact between the 14 and the 25 there. Kept it straight. That's going to hurt the outside line's run. They're coming up on another lap car. I believe that is the 5 of Bob Lacavara. And that's going to give Logan Hilton the commanding
lead. That is
a
a commanding lead for here at Daytona. Anytime you don't have a car to your outside.
Yeah, and he went up there, kind of didn't really block that middle lane, but took away the run, and now the 33 is going to jump up in front of the 25, and that's presumably going to allow the 23 to get clear if he wants to of that middle lane. He's going to stay behind the 63.
Jackson Broadbent saying hello in YouTube chat. If you guys are sticking, kind of stalking around, I should say, make sure you say hello. Make sure you let us know who you're cheering for tonight. And I personally want to see you guys like tell these drivers how to do better. Anytime I go to the races, there's always one fan trying to tell the driver he needs to go high or low or do something different. And yeah, I always get a kick out of that.
Yeah, we need more backseat drivers. What do they call it? What do they call, like, football armchair quarterbacks?
Armchair quarterbacks. Yeah.
We need some armchair drivers for this.
Keyboard drivers.
Yeah, there we go. We need some keyboard drivers. So give your best racing tips in a chat to maybe have somebody help somebody take this lead away from Logan Hilton tonight, because he is still your race leader.
He is our race leader. My favorite racing tip to give when people ask me how sometimes I go faster than they do, I just tell them I push that throttle pedal harder than you do.
I tell them I tilt my head. Okay, I tilt my head like I'm turning.
I just push the throttle a little bit harder than you.
Gives me a little bit of extra speed, you know. Is that that third lane's kind of falling off now.
Mr. Helton's chiming in, cheering for our race leader Logan Hilton.
I'm wondering if that high line will not be able to get. No, track temp's fairly reasonable at 73 degrees. So it's not too hot outside, or on track, I should say. And there goes the 25 getting on the 33's bumper. Not quite enough to clear that middle lane. Tyler Miller doing everything he can. Oh, I thought that was about to be a wreck.
It's not over yet. They are still wiggling, trying to catch it.
That was
the
there we
24
go.
hard into the wall. Around goes the 25. Anthony English involved. Yellow flag comes out. Logan Hilton free and clear of that one as our race leader. And ooh, Pace car out already, so everyone hard on the binders. But Tyler Miller hard into the wall to bring out our first caution of the night.
A lot of cars hard in the inside wall there, KR.
Oh, man.
19 of Zach Workman getting a hard hit on that inside. The 52. I think the 44. Who's that?
The 19 of Workman, the 44 of Anthony English.
The 71 of Sean
Connors
McCara.
in the 00. Randall Cobb. A lot of race cars torn up.
Yeah, it was quite a few.
And that was coming from the trying to do a lane swap. I think the 24 thought he was cleared, tried to move up there and just did not have it cleared.
Yeah, that is what it looks like. Yeah, I think you are correct, KR.
You know what? Not saying Tyler Miller did it on purpose, but I guarantee that went a lot better in his head than it did on track.
I could almost assume that. Yeah. I definitely don't think that was intentional, considering the 33 and him are teammates. Might have been a little bit of help with netcode there too. Kind of got grabbed up into the 33 there, but yeah, big wreck, and that is not going to be staged. So
Nope,
we are
we're
still
gonna get another shot at it. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the green flag is about ready to come out once again, and we finish out stage number 1. Here we go, green flag out. The 14 and the 63 get a nice even start, both drivers side by side, but Logan Helton starting to surge ahead just a little bit, Travis.
As they go into turn number 1, we saw the developing of 3 wide right before that wreck happened, or during that wreck. So coming to the stage end, I can only assume that we're going to see some more 3 wides. I see cars jumping up to that second lane. Got the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 7 of Josh Milam making their way to that second line. They are both one to take that run up to the third lane if they have to, and they will. The 63 of Logan Helton still leading the race. Nobody beside him, but the 23 Sebastian Marin being clear to that high side. If he wanted to jump up, he could take it, but he does not. He elects to stay behind Logan. So we're coming to lap 23. Stage ends obviously at the end of lap 25, so still quite a bit of racing to go. Coming out of turn 2, Vicente Guerrero making a big push by the 6 of, I believe that's Cody Nagels, all the way up side by side with Logan, and almost to the point where he got clear going into turn 3, KR.
Almost, but not quite. That inside line surging back ahead. The 14 of Guerrero trying to win a stage. The 6 of Cody Nagels wants to push him out of his way. Not into the wall, just like pushing clear the 63. The 14 drops down, and then the 6 can, use that outside lane.
Yes, KR, naturally. And 6 doing a good job. Got the 14 that lap led there, so there is definitely speed on that middle to high side of the track. And we see the 9 of Nate Warren jumping up 3 wide all by his lonesome right now. I wonder if we get any takers to join him. And he's got the 47 of Richard Kuhn making his way slowly but surely to his back bumper. Nobody else jumping up to their rescue as we're coming to the white flag for this stage number 1 finish, KR.
Final lap in stage number 1, I should say. Is Nate Warren in this 9, trying to use the third lane. Daniel Holloway up there now. Things are starting to get very tight. Everyone wants to win a stage. A lot of bonus points to be had for a stage, and when each and every point really adds up, especially when you don't have a win and it gets down to crunch time for the playoffs, those stage points are going to make a difference. Everyone really going after it. Logan Helton in the 63, coming off of turn number 4 with the race lead, but as they come to the trial, will he be able to hold on? And the 63 is going to win stage number 1. Logan Helton able to hang tough after taking the race lead in 1 lap from the 5th position. I don't think that 63 has not been in the front since.
I believe he's been in the front pretty much the entire race tonight, KR. Wouldn't surprise me if he has the most laps led. He's definitely making his presence be known, and I believe that his second or third stage win this year so far.
As the field catches up to the pace car, we'll see everyone come down pit lane. Zach Workman, Ernie Williams Jr., and Jeff Crosby Sr., drivers who are not on the lead lap. And I do believe Zach Workman in the 19 is the one that is eligible for the free pass, but not sure if he had any contact at any point during this last few moments of green flag racing that would negate that.
Oh, at all. Even if it's under caution, if you get any incidents, it'll take it away. So you got to be very careful, especially around here where you might, saunter up to a pack of cars that are slowly going into the pits. So you definitely got to be careful. As the stage 1 winner, Logan Helton, leading the field into the pits. Presumably everybody.
I remember my last super speedway race. That was the first car, 1 lap down for 3 cautions, 0x each time the yellow flag came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I think I was done with super speedways at that moment.
it's heartbreaking too, especially if you're running officials or something, and you make somebody a little bit upset, and they just bump you under caution, make you lose your lucky dog. As 63 of Logan Helton coming out of pit road, and I believe we had a couple people not pit.
Quite a few people didn't pit, but let's go ahead and talk to our stage 1 winner. Logan Helton, you got yours on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Logan, that's 63, winning a stage here tonight. Nice job. That very impressive opening lap that you had there.
Thank you very much. I was not expecting to go from 5th to the lead in 1 lap, but I'll take that, and it seems like we kept that lead for the rest of the stage there. Had a good pit stop, and Seabass did a great job pushing there at the end, and I got that points, or got those 10 points, and I was talking to my team wondering, I wonder what the stat is for what's the lowest position I was in at the end of the regular season and all my seasons so far in OP, and I'm actually pretty curious about that, so after this race I have to check that out, but let's hope it stays. Let's hope I finish this regular season #1 and get those 10 extra bonus points that are so important for the playoffs.
Yeah, all those points do add up. They all are very important to have, especially if you don't have a win and it gets down to crunch time. Not saying that you're not going to have a win, season 9 champion, but it is hard to get wins in this league.
Yeah, it's definitely very hard, and hope we can keep running around here and keep contending for wins. And I'm looking forward to stage 2 here. It should be fun. I really like the setup. I don't know who made the setup. I don't know if it's the default, but I just really like the setup. It's like a little loose in the corner, a little loose on entry and exit, but that works for me. I think it separates the pack just a little bit from who can handle it and who can't. So I'm excited. Looks like everyone that needs to be up front is up front, and we're all racing really good.
All right, man. Well, the field forming up down the back stretch as we get ready to go green, kick off stage #2. Shout outs, thank yous that you'd like to give that you haven't done so yet.
Just thanks to you guys at Turn 3 Race Network for broadcasting this race. I want to OP that puts these races on, all my family friends for watching, and Justin Rowden for this awesome paint scheme, and W Energy and Roast Jim's Coffee as well, and my team at Alliance Motorsports.
Well, there you have it. Logan Helton, driver of the 63 Stage 1 winner from Alliance Motorsports. Congratulations, Logan, on that stage win. Now he's going to want to win stage 2 in the race and lead every lap.
I mean, he's
starting on the 3rd row inside once again. So
we'll see if we get a repeat of stage #1 on lap 1. But we'll see.
We'll find out. That's could happen. The 27 of Sean Stevens is our race leader, with Tyler Miller in the 24 on the outside. Here they go. Green flag is in the air once again. Stage #2 underway. This one ending at the completion of lap 50. And the drivers in the 27, the 33, the 24, and I believe that is it. Just the 4 drivers there. They're the ones that stayed out. I would say Ernie Williams Jr. and Jeff Crosby Sr. also stayed out.
Yeah, they must have took a short pit. Looks like they're on about 10 to about 7 to 11 laps on this tank, so we're still gonna have to pit for this stage, but
Yeah, everyone's
sure.
going to have to hit pit road for the stage. So, yeah. You know what? Not a bad idea. It's gaining them quite a bit of track position. They'll hit pit road when that fuel window is open. And we have seen time and time again that the first group of cars on the pit lane is the ones that tend to come away with the race lead when everything cycles through.
that is the case. And with Daytona being fairly efficient on fuel, wouldn't surprise me if we're going to see people hit pit road in probably the next 3 laps. I would think it's safe to say is that outside line's checking up. I don't know what that was caused by. It looked like maybe a little checkup between the 12 and the 24. But the 27 of Sean Stevens still holding that inside line strong. And KR, we were during Logan's interview when he said that the car is a little loose on entry and a little loose on exit. All I heard him say there was this car is fast and he feels comfortable. So it's definitely showing with the comfortability of the car for him tonight. And we'll see how that fares for other drivers. And maybe that was possibly the cause of that incident earlier between the 24 and the 33.
Well, the 27 holding off the field for right now in that inside lane. The 24 keeping them in bay in the outside lane. When they come down pit road, I wonder if that 3-car, 4-car group is all going to try and pit together.
They might. They wouldn't surprise me if when they pit, that's probably when the field will pit. Trying to look through the field here, I don't see anybody making space to jump down to the bottom of the racetrack. Most of the field fairly grouped up, and then you got it spread out quite far with a lonely Peter DeBorgia by himself.
Oh, big group on the pit lane. Sean Stevens stays out. So too does the 12 of Zach Fritsch, and they're trying to stretch it even a little bit further.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to hit this time by.
Everyone on the pit road, or I shouldn't say everyone, but quite a few cars hit pit lane there.
About half the field.
A little bit less than half. About half.
Yeah, well, I said about half.
About half. A little bit less than half, but about half.
Can only assume that the little bit more than half of the field's going to hit pit road right here, and there they go, with a handful of drivers staying out a little bit longer. As the 14's getting loose,
is way out of shape.
Rick Seabrand's in the wall. Oh, and the 91.
Problems continue for the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. And I think he is just going to pull that one behind the wall for the moment.
Les Levy getting a little piece of that. Was probably hoping that the 91 was going to be ghosted. And did not get the lucky flip. That is going to spread out this group of people exiting pit road. The 12 of Zach Fritsch winning the race off of pit road. Kind of surprising to see him beat the rest of the people they pit with off of the pits, because he was going to have to take more fuel. And here comes, I believe, Logan Helton, who is going to be your race leader, presumably when all this is said and done.
Yeah, when it cycles through, I believe Logan Helton will take over the top spot, but right now it belongs to Richard Sanchez in the 510.
Ooh, a little bit of trouble there almost.
Yeah.
And there goes the 9 and 8 Warren.
And we do have trouble this time.
Oh, and there goes Tyler Miller.
Oh! Almost made it. Almost made it. I think Nate Warren clipped Eric Laurie there, and caution flag coming out. Nate Warren really was in a bad spot there.
Ooh.
I know the feeling. He was panicking. Cars were coming. He gets on the throttle, and it looked like, is that the 00 of Rob Connors? I do believe that is the 00 of Rob Connors. Connors almost squeezed through. Almost squeezed through. On board with the 00.
I'm a full advocate of kind of keeping your foot in it when you're wrecking, but I think this is one of those situations where you hear wreck and it's very close. If he's all up in the bumper of the 77, I think that's one of those situations where you kind of got to lift a little bit.
My question is, that 9 was spinning for a while. Where was the caution flag?
Right? He was on the track too, facing the wrong way. So that flag should have been out way earlier. Looks like the 9 able to have a little bit more speed than the 00. Rob Connors really getting the brunt into that interaction there between the two cars.
So Sanchez and Sean McCarra on the pit road. And this, I believe, will cycle around to give the race a lead to the 44 of Anthony English. New English had not made a pit stop yet. Last time he was on pit road was at the stage break. And I believe our free pass has gone to the 40 of Peter DeBorgia.
I don't know what happened to Peter there on that start, but definitely didn't hurt him too bad as he is getting his lap back. Gonna hit pit road, top off that car to send it on to the stage in there. Presumably.
Yeah, you never know with Peter. Never know what you're gonna get.
Almost like life's like a box of chocolates.
Almost.
As like you said, the 44 Anthony English staying out. Not gonna be able to make it to stage with the amount of fuel that he has. He does have a little bit of damage, so wonder if he's gonna maybe make his way down pit road to try to get a cheeky lap lead. I believe him and the 05 or the 05 of Brian Wang have a little bit of damage on their cars, and they're going to stay out, and we are going green this time by. We'll see which lane the 44 picks, and it looks like he's electing to stay on the inside.
Possibly going to try and stretch his fuel here. That's
just maybe.
He's going to need some more help. I don't know if he can do it, but every time I say I know they can't do it, they do it. So I don't know if he can do it. We'll find out.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's safe to assume that he probably won't be able to make it leading. Especially with a little bit of damage and having a car behind him has a little bit of damage, but anything's possible. You never know. This is OP. Anything can happen. I mean, saw it last week with fuel mileage getting stretched pretty far.
Yeah, they did throw us for a loop last week.
I think they might have threw themselves for a loop. Who knows? Sometimes as a driver, you kind of surprise yourself.
I hate when I do that. Oh, wow, that worked. Crap. That worked.
And then you go, why haven't I been doing this the entire time? And then you try to do the same thing and it doesn't work.
Oh, that's why.
Because you're thinking about it.
That's why it doesn't work.
The Ford Mustang iRacing pace car going to be pulling off of the track on the pit road. 44 Anthony English is going to be taking the green flag as Barney the flagman's waving his arm wildly. That outside line looks like it's getting a pretty solid run. 2 damaged cars on that inside line, 1 and 2. We'll see how that works out for that line. And it looks like they're holding on pretty well, but we'll see when they hit the exit of turn number 2, and that speed really kicks in, KR.
Going on board with the 46 of David Overstreet. He is behind the 32 of BK Anderson. A little bit mired in the pack right here, but final 10 laps of stage number 2. And anything can happen with these guys.
That is for sure. Especially coming to a stage end, we might see some people shoot up to that third lane. We saw it was fast, but not quite fast enough to clear the inside line, being the dominant line tonight by far, with the 63 of Logan Helton kind of showing the strength of that bottom lane. And here comes the strength of that middle line with a huge push from the 27, getting the 25 of Kevin Freese clear. Kevin's going to stay up in that line to keep the momentum going. We'll see if that helps that outside line get a little bit more speed, and it looks like it is. 27 of Sean Stevens getting clear. 25, oh, he's gonna get left out to dry, and oh no, there goes the 63 behind the 25 pushing him, leaving the 27 of Sean Stevens out by himself.
The 27 starts to fall back as we go on board with Steve Carosi. He is tucked in behind the 95 of Jim Mayer, and everyone trying to get by the 27, and the 27 just wants a spot to drop down into.
And he's trying to find something, and speaking of dropping down, the 63 goes back into his home of that bottom lane, being pushed by the 44 of Anthony English, who KR is now on 15 laps on this tank of fuel, so he's definitely making this stretch as far as he can. Maybe hoping for a caution within 5 to go, giving him the all clear for the stage in, but with how these guys are staying 2x2 and not really going 3 wide yet, could not happen for him. The 25 of Kevin Freese being pushed by the 7 of Josh Milam, making that outside line claw forward slowly, as the 63 of Logan Helton really doing a great job of keeping them at bay. I'm trying to look through the pack and see if there's anybody in that middle lane to jump up to that outside, be the first takers. You do got the 12 of Zach Fritsch, and there goes the 71 of Sean McCarron. Oh no, it's the 95 of James Mayer, being pushed by the 23 of Sebastian Marincar as they go into turn 1 3 wide.
Biggest mover of the race, that is the 05 of Brian Wang, as he is the third car down on the inside line. He's been working his way forward and did it quite quickly. That 05 has been up front for a while now, but started deep in this field and finds himself battling for the race lead at the halfway point.
I believe that, was it 2 races ago when he got a podium finish, he was also, I think he started dead last, so definitely has something going for him, that he's knows how to get to the front quickly and pretty quietly, I would say so too, which is kind of a skill some people don't have. Sometimes you don't want to really be noticed that you're fast, because people might forget about you and you can make some fun things happen. As the 12 of Zach Fritsch has now been leading that outside line, still side by side, getting a good shove. The 44 Anthony English presumably going to have to hit pit road sometime soon. Logan Helton, though, still holding that inside line pretty commandingly, as we've said all night. And there goes that the 25 making a fight right back to fight Logan for the race lead, KR.
Oh, trouble down the backstretch.
Oh, that's another big one. Oh, yeah. That's the break the 44 might have been hoping for.
A lot of cars caught up in this one. We were on board with the 95 of Jim Mayer as it happened. So yellow flag coming out. And this one happening at the front of the field. And the downside to when that happens at the front of the field is all those cars behind you.
Yep, and it going into a turn, there's not a whole lot that you can do either. Sometimes you can only hope that that you can make it through without too much damage. But yeah, it's a pretty big wreck there.
Let's back that up just a little bit further. Yeah, no, not far enough. All right, here we go. This time,
go on board with Jimmy Reynolds.
Sure. On board with Jimmy Reynolds?
Yeah, you should go on board with Jimmy.
All right, we'll go on board.
It's a thing that's Jimmy.
We're on board with Jimmy Reynolds.
We had a good POV of that wreck.
Yeah, he did. You can see all the cars start washing down to the inside. Well, yellow flag out once again. Take one last look at this. It looks like the two cars at the front, Kevin Freese and Zach Fritsch, drifted high and low right into each other, and that's what set this all off.
Yeah, well, just slight bits of contact. That's all it's kind of been tonight. That first caution wasn't really slight, but might have been slightly assisted. And then that one, like you said, just contact between two guys racing hard. And Kara, I believe that's the stage winner is going to be the 63 of Logan Helton. I'm sure you'll get confirmation of that, but yeah.
Well, I am looking to see if I have that confirmation. I do not. So I'm not sure. Was it the 63?
I believe so. He was the one that led him to the
pit lane,
to the pits, and it's with them 5 to go. So I believe that is stage.
It should be the stage. I agree. Just not sure if I was looking elsewhere when they came down pit road, so I'm gonna take your word for it. If you're wrong, it's coming out of your paycheck.
Nah, that's fine.
Okay. Logan Helton, this KR and Travis up in the booth, bud.
Hi. I feel
Did you
like
win
I
that
just talked to you
stage
guys.
again?
I guess I won another stage.
Oh man.
Listen, you know there's other people out there that would like to win.
I know, but I got bonus points I need to accumulate here.
Yeah, okay, I can't fault you for that. Well, nice job going stage 1 and stage 2, man. Tell us how you did it this time.
Well, this time I saw that Kevin wanted to lead that high side so much that he wouldn't drop, so whenever I got clear, I decided to drop because I thought I had a better chance of winning the stage than staying behind him, and yeah, so there we are. They wrecked above us and we got clear of it, and I guess we got the stage.
All right, man. Well, the stage win goes your way once again. Stage 1, stage 2. What's it going to take to win this race and sweep tonight's event?
Let's just keep this fast repair in the bank here, and looks like we got 2 more stops here to get it to the end. Just make our pit stops clean, stay up front, and yeah. I think if I win this, it would be my 3rd sweep in the Premier Series. So I don't know how many people have done that, but I'd like to be the first if that's the case.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much. Good luck in the broadcast booth. I know you'll got a lot to cover.
Oh, it's been fun. It's been fun.
All right, man. Shouts, thank yous. Did you get ready to go racing?
Just thanks you guys once again, broadcasting the race, all my friends and family for watching. And I already said the other stuff, so you know what I'm trying to say.
All right, there you go. All good? We good? All right,
All good.
Logan. Logan, stage 1 and 2 winner.
Ooh.
What?
With how many times we talked to Logan and I probably could shout out his sponsors for him.
Right?
Oh man, yeah, it's he's got a fast car tonight, KR. I'm not gonna put the broadcaster's curse on him or anything, so I'm not gonna say anything further than that. But the 071 of Eric Glory, your race leader, leading the field to the green flag, the 44 of Anthony English to his outside. Not a lot of help for Anthony as they go into turn number 1. That might allow Logan to get clear of that outside line. And he is more than enough clear with his teammate Mark Mann and Rick Seabrins right behind him. And they're all four going to jump up to that top lane. I wouldn't doubt it. Come on, Logan. You know what? There they go. There the Alliance boys go.
Made that move to the outside lane, using that momentum of the outside lane down the backstretch. And they are easily going to clear Eric Glory.
Come along the 19 Zach Workman right with them. And that's 4 cars holding that inside line, making it look easy on the restart there. Once again, Logan Helton finding himself back in P1. And KR tonight, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the inside line has been dominant. I think it's you might see the race be single file on the bottom for quite a while or something. Like if I'm Logan and I'm riding here the rest of the night, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, they are for sure thinking about just trying to log some laps here. We got the final 50 laps of this race, and with that stage ending very early because of the caution, it is maybe going to play into some fuel strategy as well, so everyone possibly kind of chilling and taking it easy. Trying to, conserve a little bit of fuel and stretch this as far as they can.
Possibly the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 71 of Sean McCara trying to not let that happen. They want to push the pace of this race, but they're not able to really gain any momentum yet as they start to gain a little bit as Mark Mann checks up slightly. And that's going to allow them to slingshot up next to him, pulling along the 510 of Richard Sanchez and a couple other cars behind him, finally getting 2x2 almost. It's going to take a lot, though, to get down in front of that 63 with 2 of his Alliance teammates right behind him pushing on his back bumper.
Want to do just a little bit of housekeeping. 1 car out of the race officially, and that is the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Rob Connors has just rejoined the race after spending almost 5 minutes, 15 seconds on pit road. Jeffrey Crosby Jr. still sitting on pit road. He has been there for the last almost 7 minutes now. Jeff Crosby Sr. and Bob Lacavera 1 lap down, and we're riding on board with the 31 of Casey Gilchrist, who has some damage. And I believe that quite a few of these cars have been caught up in the wrecks here tonight and have burned through both their fast repairs. So they are all really just trying to get to the end of this thing now.
Yeah, those 2 wrecks, not only were they pretty sizable, they are right at the front and definitely very chaotic trying to get through that when it's tight-knit racing close to the front of the pack. But yep, you gotta, like Logan said, and what was the key point? One of the key points of the race: have a clean car and get to the end. I mean, if you're sitting pretty with 2 fast repairs still, I think you're having a good shot, especially if you're up front in this pack. Peter DeBorgia leading the outside line, still being pushed by the 71 of Sean McCara. who last week had a very solid race and had a little bit of heartbreak on the last lap. Was talking to him. He was pretty gutted about it, which I understand. I was gutted for him also, but good to see him back up here racing for this lead here. And also the 19 Zach Workman, who we saw in that first incident, go hard into the inside wall, get the lucky dog, and he's back within the top 10, racing hard once again.
Let's go on board with PJ Cox, who's up 22 spots. He's behind the 510 of Richard Sanchez. Sanchez led some laps earlier in tonight's race. So Travis, we're in the last half of this race, working lap 56 of 100. OP veteran like yourself, how worn out are you at this point? Are you starting to feel the effects of the race, or are you still feeling pretty sharp?
I mean, this Daytona is nothing like 08, so it's not as physical, but I think it's more so the mental aspect of, you know, kind of logging laps. And you know, we see Logan up front pretty much has, I don't want to say that he's pretty much led every lap, but he's led a majority of this race tonight. But I think it's all just about mental focus and staying prepared for, you know, those big moments where something big does happen, like those wrecks up front, or staying focused to get into the pits. But it's not really the physical aspect. It's the mental sharpness that you have to keep and be aware of. As you know, one mental mistake, not being prepared for pits, which, you know, after green flag runs can happen, especially going into the pits. But yeah, just got to stay sharp mentally and keep focused on what you're doing, keep hitting those marks, and head on a swivel. It's probably the best advice I could give.
We just saw Jeff Crosby Jr. making his way back into the race. Finds himself in 39th spot, about 10 laps down. He is back out there. That will give us 40 cars still in this race. Only one car, as I mentioned, officially out, and that is the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. 35 of our race cars are on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, that is Zachary Lima. Nathan Warren in the 9, the first car 1 lap down.
Peter DeBorgia making a big move to the outside to take away that 3x3 alliance line, as Rick Seabrands jumped up to the middle line a couple laps ago to take away that run, and got the 71 of Sean McCarron now behind him. The outside line's getting a huge head of steam, a little bit of check up in the middle, allowing them to get a little bit of space. The 95, an excellent pusher with the 7 of Josh Miler behind him. We'll see if Peter can get clear of that bottom line or even that middle line. We haven't seen anybody do it yet tonight, but they do have the numbers on that outside line. So we'll see how Peter and them can do. Josh Milam jumps back to the middle. They lose another car. And I would say it's probably safe to assume that that outside line is going to struggle from here on out, unless some craziness happens. Ooh, a little bit of touch.
Good touch, bad touch? Oh, wait, no, sorry, racing. My bad.
Yeah, no, that would be considered a bad touch, KR, as that just destroyed any momentum that those two lines had. Rick Seabrand's going to jump back to the middle. The 40 is going to jump in line behind the 71, and we are back to square one for Alliance Boys leading that inside line. Seemingly looking untouchable right now, KR.
Logan Helton in the 63, leading another lap. Top 4 cars with Daniel Holloway there, all from Alliance. Sean McCarron in the 71, starting to mount a charge to try and wrestle away this race lead from Alliance Motorsports.
Yep, and not too far back, there's the 95 of James Mayer. So all half of the top 10 is now belongs to Alliance Motorsports. So these guys got work cut out for them tonight, as we'll see if the 71 can make a stab at that. The lead of Logan Helton, still 2.5, 3 car lengths before they even get side by side with him. They're making as much headway as they can. Finally getting side by side with the 04 Mark Mann, working their way up to getting side by side with Logan, who is the race leader. Not quite able to do it. 95 getting led into the bottom. That's all 5 Alliance boys lined up on the inside line. And that could only make me think that we're going to see some pits in a couple laps.
Last time we were on pit road was lap 47, so getting pretty close.
I'd say it's probably like 2-3 laps, maybe 4, probably 3 at most for the inside line. Most of the field is in the inside line. We'll see if we get a couple people trying to make the last second charge. There goes the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, maybe trying to sneak a couple of positions there before we hit the pits. Coming up on a mess of lap cars. The 97 of Jeremy Funk, the 1 of Zachary Lima, the 027 of Steven Korosek. Karosek. All right, hooked on phonics, baby.
He even sent me the phonic. Hooked on the phonic version of it. Yeah, the freak version of it.
Well, there we go, and there goes the 97 hitting pit lane. So
Jeremy Funk on the pit road, but he is all by himself, so it's not going to do him a whole lot of good.
No, it will not, especially when there's 3 other cars all going a lap down also, and you have to fight them for that lucky dog. Along with, oh, there's a yellow somewhere.
That there is down the back stretch. Several cars have gone around. The 9 and Nate Warren gets it sorted back out. Let's see if we can back this up and figure out what triggered this caution. Obviously the car's going around, but might have been something more to it.
The 510 of Richard Sanchez.
510 of Richard Sanchez in the 510.
Him and the 1380 Brigante coming together, becoming one.
And this is down the back stretch, 510. Or I'm sorry, this is front stretch. So I backed it up just a little bit too much. As they make their way through 1 and 2, working past the lap cars. Things getting a little tight, and I think they just get sucked into each other, and chain of events after that.
And then the mad scramble begins, but that is definitely a big break for the drivers who had just gone a lap down. That group of Eric Laurie, Steven Karosik, wink wink, got it that time, Zachary Lima, all getting probably, they're taking the wave around here, presumably. I think it's safe to assume that all of the field is going to be hitting pit road this time by.
And on the pit road they come. Logan Helton leading the field. Once again, leading the field. Seems to be the common thread here tonight, as he has got that car figured out pretty well.
Actually, I think Zach Fritsch is going to not allow the people who were going to maybe take the wave around. And he is staying out, and that should probably trap the 97.
He is not the race leader. He stayed out. He had a very extensive time on pit road. I think he is staying out to get the waiver round.
Okay. He is being scored on the lead lap for me, and that's why I said that. But we'll have to see what is going to go on with him.
He is scored on the lead lap, but he is like last car on the lead lap.
Okay.
I think he was on pit road when the yellow flag came out.
That would make sense, yeah. That would make sense.
And it was like I mentioned, an extended pit stop. I think there was a penalty involved for the number 12 as to why he was on pit road for as long as he was.
Possibly speeding into the pits.
Very possible, so.
Yep, and he is going to be going down pit road.
And that will put him back down a lap.
But on the other hand, that will give the 97 of Jeremy Funk the opportunity to take the wave around, as he is in front of the leader, the 63 of Logan Helton, who's going to take the inside line with his teammate Mark Mann to his outside, and his other teammate of Rick Seabrands right behind him, and his two other teammates in the row right behind the row of Rick Seabrands and Peter DeBorgia. So once again, KR Alliance looking strong this season. We saw it at the beginning of the year where they're showing their muscle tonight.
Yeah, that especially when they get out in front, very hard to remove them from the front of the field. Especially with the night the 63 has been having. Yeah, it's gonna take the pretty much the entire field to work against them to make something happen with the strength of their team. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna be 33 laps to go this time by when we get the green flag. We'll have to see still one more pit stop also. And it looks like Logan Helton, Mark Mann leading the field to the green flag. A couple more cars, a little bit more damage as the field's trickling out of the turn number 4. Ford Mustang pace car peeling off for pit lane. Barney is waving the green flag, and Logan Helton and Mark Mann are going to come across the line side by side. And there goes the 12 of Zach Fritsch coming out of pit lane also, putting him, I believe, 2 laps down now. Coming out of turn number 2, Logan Helton being pushed by the 4 of Rick Seabrands, and the 4 of Mark Mann trying to charge on the outside. Yeah, we saw Zach Fritsch come back down pit road as he was under that caution trap between the pace car and the race leader. He was at the time on the lead lap. Now he has gone down multiple laps as he sat on pit road getting that damage worked on that 12 has suffered here tonight.
You know, we talked about him at the beginning of the race. If make something happen or maybe have a little bit of a rebound, but it does not look like tonight is the 12's night. Actually, it looks like the night is not looking very good for the FSR team tonight. You have Jeff Crosby Jr. 10 laps down. I believe Tyler Miller just pulled it behind the wall, and Zach Fritsch multiple laps down also. So tough for them boys tonight. Let's see if they'll be able to bounce back next week.
All right, back to the front we go. The 69 of Logan Helton. I'm sorry, the 63 of Logan Helton.
Nice.
Coming around to complete lap 69 and start work on lap 70. Rick Seabrands, Jim Mayer, Alliance Motorsports pushing on that 63 once again, with the 04 Mark Mann running support in the outside lane. So teamwork at its finest here You got 3 of your teammates in one lane and 1 other teammate in the outside lane, and almost guarantees somebody's going to have to try and use the 3rd lane to take that spot away from you.
Yep, and you behind the 40 Peter DeBorgia is Daniel Holloway, just sitting there in reserve when he's needed. So he possibly could take away any lead or any possible run to that 3rd lane from anybody who wants to. So Alliance pretty much have control of the field currently.
I was just thinking, you know, as a hockey player, when you play good positional hockey, you're pretty much prepared for anything. What I'm seeing out of Alliance is they are doing very good positional racing. They have got this field covered right now.
Yep, because I mean, if the 40 Peter DeBorgia, I mean, we obviously still have a pit stop to go, but if the race was ending right now, the 40 Peter DeBorgia jumps up to that high side. 21's just gonna be glued to the 04's bumper, and then you know, 21 wants to go outside to try to jam up that outside lane. You could do that too. So I mean, definitely have their eggs in a row, so to speak. As Logan Helton still leading this race. I feel like we've said his name a lot tonight.
Well, when you're the race leader, you get talked about quite a bit. Dave Hunt in the 53. We haven't said his name a whole lot, but that Embry Riddle, number 53, finding itself in the middle of the pack right here. He's been having kind of a quiet night, but he is up 11 spots from where he started. And so he finds himself moving forward. And as you mentioned a little bit ago, we still have 1 more pit stop to go. And last on pit road on lap 65, we're working lap 73, so that pit stop going to be happening before too much longer, but you want to see them at least get to lap 80. I think from lap 80 they can make it with some help, but outside of that, it's going to be a stretch.
And if this field is good at anything, it's stretch and fuel, as we saw last week. But yeah, there's definitely still 1 more pit stop to go, as we're 27 to go this time by lap 74 of 100. Logan Helton still leading the race, and it looks like the 12 of Zach Fritsch is back on pit road. And it looks like the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. pulling it behind the wall for the night.
And attrition starting to take its toll. Cars out of the race officially. That is Ernie Williams Jr., Jeff Crosby Jr., and Tyler Miller. Rob Connors is on pit road. He has been there for the last 5 minutes. Zach Fritsch has just pulled it back onto pit road. Quite a lot of damage to that 12. And we are on board with Cody Nagels, who finds himself in 24th spot. Kevin, if you're still watching, I need you to tell Cody what he's doing wrong. My advice to Cody is just push the throttle harder, but yeah, I don't know. Kevin, Cody is not he is not doing a good job at going fast.
It's hard to go fast when you got people in front of you.
Yeah, it really sucks when they're going faster than you are.
That, you know, I hear that is how racing works. If somebody is faster than you, that is how racing is. Looks like the is that the 27 of Sean Stevens? Looks like he is. Is he dropping to the back, or is he?
No, he has gone a lap down.
I was about to say, or has he gone a lap down? He was up front earlier in this race.
Yes, he was, and lost the draft and has fallen back, and now finds himself 1 lap down. Steve Carosi, first car 1 lap down. Zachary Lima. In that second spot, Sean Stevens, Brian Wang, Bob Lacavera, and Eric Laurie, along with David Overstreet, all 1 lap down.
I mean, if I'm Sean Stevens, I'm feeling pretty okay. Unless, never mind. He's got the people he's racing for Lucky Dog right in front of him. I lied. I'm trying to get to that outside line so I can get in front of these guys. But
You're gonna have to make something happen. You can't just ride around behind them.
yeah, you can't just accept your fate, especially when it comes to super speedway racing, because as we saw tonight, a bunch of big wrecks up front, right up front. So you definitely got to be careful wherever you're running. But you just gotta hopefully get through it if there is a wreck, or make something happen like we see people do a few times, getting their lap back the hard way. Coming up on a couple more lap cars. That is the 46 of David Overstreet and the 97 of Jeremy Funk.
It's Overstreet going down another lap. Jeremy Funk now 1 lap down. And Alliance Motorsports still has this field in check, and Holloway drops down to make it 4 Alliance Motorsports down on the inside line. So it makes me think that Alliance Motorsports can be hitting pit road before too much longer, as that 21 saw an opening and dropped down to the inside lane. Now we see the 04 Mark Mann drop down to the inside.
That's going to give the lead of the outside line to the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, who has been trying to do everything that he can since pretty much the start of this stage, or that last restart, with the 71 of Sean McCara either in front of him or behind him. And they got the 31 of Casey Gilchrist, sans bumper, at least on my end, trying to get up to help them with the 82 of Dan Harrington behind him. I believe Dan up quite a bit of spots tonight. I believe he started from the back of the pack, and he's sniffing at a top, inside the top 10 here soon, as the 071 of Eric Laurie goes another lap down also. And that's going to get all 5 Alliance guys to the bottom, and probably pitting in the next 3 laps, KR?
Yeah, I expect to start seeing them hit pit road any time now. Not sure when they're officially going to come down pit road, or actually come down to pit road. Officially, they can do it whenever they want. Mathematically, you'd like to try and make it to lap 18. That gives you all the assurances you need to try and get to the end of this race. Realistically, lap 17, 16, 17 to go, 16 to go, ensures you can get through a green-white checkered or two. So yeah.
With how these guys are racing tonight, you know, they're pretty organized and clean up front, except for when it's not. So we'll see how the differentiating strategies plays out for everybody, as Peter DeBorgia is still trying to get down in front of Mark Mann. Being Alliance are 5 in a row, there is no lift for anybody there. The 71 of Sean McCara doing everything he can to try to get Peter clear, to maybe get clear for himself. Highly unlikely, with a little bit of a gap forming between the 4 and the 21. Not big enough to fit a car in, though. As we are going to be, we're within 20 to go. This will be 18 to go this time by, so I'm going to say they're hitting pit road this time. Look at that.
There you go. Oh, my goodness. The 7 of Josh Milam popped his front end up into the air. Not sure what that was.
That was
don't know
sketchy is what that was.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like a connection issue or if he had actually made contact, but I guess he should just be glad that that wasn't a real car, because that front end was up, and if you get the front end up in the air like that, it's a good chance it's going up and over.
That is true, and Logan Helton with a hot entry. We'll see if he gets a speeding penalty. No 40-second hold. Got a little bit of a
already
break there.
down in the way. He pushed that as hard as he could on the pit road.
He was full locked. Tokyo drifted into that pit road. So that's just one of those things.
Peter DeBorgia hot on the brakes too. I'm gonna have to see if he gets caught speeding. So one of the things I said at the top of this race, got to be mistake free. Cannot make a mistake on pit road, especially on that last pit stop.
And it's talking about mental mistakes, and Peter Borgia sitting on pit road still. So yeah, too hot hitting pit road. You gotta stay sharp mentally, especially when you're logging laps and you're just chilling. That'll cost Peter quite a bit of time, possibly even a lap. As the 63 of Logan Helton gone in a way with his teammates 3 deep behind him. Not your race leader, though. The race leader is the 82 of Dan Harrington, who has gone last to first tonight.
Yeah, Harrington, who started dead last on the field, did not take a qualifying time, and now he finds himself as the race leader. Him and Jimmy Reynolds have not made their final pit stop of the night. And at this point, though, I think they're just giving up too much time on the track. And yeah, they should hit pit road this time, and they do. But yeah, you can't keep staying out when everyone else has already made their last pit stop for the night. You just end up giving up too much time. That 4-car group wasn't going to be able to generate the speed that the 63 has with all the cars behind him.
Yep, and they're going into turn 3 right now, so it would take a miracle for the 82 and them to get out. Harrington, though, sitting in pit road still, now rolling off as that pack is coming out of turn 4 onto the front straight through the tri-oval. And Logan with his 3 teammates right behind him are gonna blow right past the 82 as the 44 Anthony English jumps up in front of the 21 of Holloway, who's being pushed by the 23 of Sebastian Marin, taking that Alliance outside line safety blanket away, so to speak. But there's still 2 more, and there goes the 510 of Richard Sanchez in front of Anthony. More and more cars gaining on that outside line. We'll see if the 95 or the 04 jump up to that middle lane to take that away from them. 95 maybe looking like he's thinking about it. Nobody's jumping up there yet. That's going to allow the 510 to get side by side with Mark Mann, and there goes the opportunity for the 95 to get in front of him, as they just broke up that Alliance outside line security. Where is it?
63's out in front. I know that surprises you. For those of you who stepped away after the opening lap, the 63 is still out in front.
We're 14 to go.
In fact, yeah. The main media outlets are now starting to have to acknowledge that the 63 is out in front.
Anthony, big wiggle. That's gonna hurt that outside line. Maybe he can get one of those Alliance guys to the outside, but yeah, this is not earlier in the race. This is coming to the end here. Still racing hard, and there goes the 95 taking away that outside line. So to break up this group, you're gonna have to go 3 wide, and there's a couple cars that are not afraid to do it in this line. Got the 23 Sebastian Marin sitting in P8 currently. No stranger to going to that lane number 3. But the field pretty broken up right now. You have the main pack, and I believe Dave Hunt, your next driver for position. No, I believe actually Casey Gilchrist is the next person that is scored in 13th place. And he does have a front end now, so he took a fast repair. But they got a lot of work cut out for him, KR.
A lot of work cut out, but not a lot of time. 12 laps to go as the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. peels off for pit road. The 63 and the 04 lead another lap. They are closing in on the 7 of Josh Milam. Milam, Sean McCarra, Peter DeBorgia, all caught up in that mistakes on the pit road.
Yep, and there goes presumably somebody who was hungry for a race win. Him and the 71 both going a lap down with the 7 of Josh Milam, like you just said. And then they're going to have their work cut out for him as the 95 of James Mayer going 3 wide. Big old contact.
Ooh, we hold on to it, and now the yellow flag comes out.
All right, that was a pretty weird yellow.
I think the caution came out for an incident behind them.
Oh, yeah. Was that the 027? I just saw him pull it behind the wall. Oh, yeah, he is a tore-up car.
Yeah. And there you go, going into 3 and 4.
Oh,
Casey
yeah.
Gilchrist, Steve
Domino.
Rosick. Big time damage.
Did Steve blow his engine? I think he might have blew his engine.
Might have. That car, I don't know, that car went up and over and all kinds of
he blew it. Yeah, he blew his engine. That's what that was. Engine gave out, causing that dominoes, that domino effect. Hurting a lot of quick cars there that were
yeah, it did.
That was that second half of the lead pack there, and that's gonna hurt a lot of people there. Don't know who is leading the lap cars at the time of caution for Lucky Dog.
I want to say it's going to end up being Peter DeBorgia, but you never know how it's going to play out, who got bumped when and where.
Yeah, it looks like Peter is going around the pace car, so the 40 getting a little bit of a break from his mishap on the pit road. And KR, when you get those, you can't lose them again. You only that's your one break. That's your hey, all right, like you got it, like you're all good.
And yeah, you can't put yourself in that position, first of all, but mistakes do happen, and now he's made himself back on the lead lap. And to win one of these super speedway races, you have to be on the lead lap when the white flag falls. Otherwise, you're stuck. There's no more chances.
Yep, you gotta be on track, and you gotta be on the lead lap, like you said. You can, even if you're doing a restart with it, when you're in 15th place, you gotta drive it like you're gonna win. I know it's weird to say, but
you could, if you're the first car, let's say you're the first car 3 laps down, okay? It gets down to the final few laps. Yellow flag comes out. You get one of those laps back. Now, yellow flag comes out, you use your first attempt at a green-white checkered. You get another lap back. Second attempt at a green-white checkered comes out. You are back on the lead lap, and you have every possibility to win this race.
Oh, for sure.
So you can't ever give up, but you also don't want to put yourself in that position because in I believe the 15, 85 years that I've been broadcasting OP, I've only seen that happen once.
What's that?
Where a person was 3 laps down, but they were the only car not on the lead lap. They got all their laps back and ended up on the podium.
Who was it?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. Can't recall off the top of my head, but they were multiple laps down, got all their laps back and on the podium, and it took 2 green-white checkered attempts to do it and a huge crash coming to the checkered.
Well, we'll have to figure out that, but yeah. Speaking as somebody who has gotten a Mickey win on the last lap because the field wrecked in front of him from like 18th place, just be on the lead lap and keep your foot in it. That's the best thing I could say to you. And we'll see if anybody, can
let the
pull
cards
one out
fall
of that
where
tonight.
they may.
And I mean, sometimes that's all you can really do. At the end of the night, you just race for, an hour and a half, 2 hours, hour 45. What's a little smoke gonna do? What's a little bit of virtual smoke and people berating you for keeping your foot in it? As pace car pulls off, we're gonna be green flag this time.
With 7 laps to go.
7 to go. Alliance Motorsports on the front 2 rows. Who's gonna come up there with a crowbar and a hammer and try to break up this group right here? Will it be the 44 of Anthony English? Will it be the 510 of Richard Sanchez? We'll have to see. We only have a handful of laps to go. Looking through the field, Cody Nagels being 3 wide. Odd man out for that Alliance team, James Mayer, back in 21st in the middle. So we're already 3 wide. The 6 of Cody Nagels. I believe that's the 1 of Zachary Lima.
Yeah, now Sebastian Marin trying to jump up to the 3rd lane. Vicente Guerrero going with him. Seth Gruber chiming in on YouTube when that caution flag came out. He's saying that Sebastian got lucky. He may have lost the draft when that caution flag flew, and he's taking full advantage of it to making his way in that 3rd lane.
And he is pushing the 44 of Anthony English. If I am the 44, I am extremely happy with who is pushing me right now. The question is, can they break the mold of what everybody else has not been able to do tonight, as they're going to get a couple more takers, presumably the 6 of Cody Nagels making their way up to the middle line slowly but surely. 3 wide, 3 rows deep with a couple spattered on that outside line. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds tagging the outside wall, keeping it in the wall. He's got it out of the wall now. 5 to go this time by the way, KR. We're within 5 to go. Logan Helton's going to jump to the middle. That's going to check up that middle lane. It's going to give the bottom lane to Rick Sebrands. Over the 510 getting a little close to the 4 mark man there. The outside line falling away. It'll be 4 to go this time by.
One of the good things that OP Racing does is they do have one fast repair. There's goods and bads to this fast repair. One good thing about it, that 44 of Anthony English, his car was tore up from the floor up, burned his fast repaired. Here he is with a shot to win. One bad thing about it is, well, you're Jeff Crosby Jr. One wasn't enough.
Yep, and that's that's the little bit of luck that I was talking about earlier on. Super Speedway racing takes a pretty sizable amount of skill, a lot of patience, but most of all, luck is the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Goes up to lane number 3, locking out the rest of the field as we have 3 Alliance guys leading that line. 23 Sebastian Marin dropping off of that pack, that line, maybe to make something happen to allow somebody else to clear. The 63 of Logan Helton playing lane switcher, jumping up to that middle in front of Mark Mann. And KR, it's not looking good for every other team in OP.
I was going to say, if you're not Alliance Motorsports, it's not a good spot to be in right now.
19 of Zach Workman doing everything he can to try to push Mark clear. Oh, and they're wrecking.
Well, that's one way to break it up.
That for sure is.
Yeah, you said chisel, or I'm sorry, crowbar and a hammer.
Crowbar and hammer, that's about as crowbar and hammer as you can get.
Crowbar and hammer just got used. Now, I'm not saying that was intentional, but that is literally what just happened to bring up the yellow flag. A crowbar and a hammer.
Yeah, it looked like the 19 of Zach Workman getting really loose. Maybe that was maybe he didn't have good enough tires or something, but Logan was talking about how these cars are a little loose tonight. A little wiggle. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Unfortunate spot, and that's the 3rd wreck that's happened near the front tonight. Taking out a lot of fast race cars.
Back to that fast repair thing. The 44 is going to need another one.
Yeah. Oh, oops. My goodness gracious. Peter DeBorgia with a nice view of the wreck.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll have to...
Getting it wound up just in time. 7 to Josh Milam, same thing.
Let's go on board with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia for this crash. He is hard on the binders instantly.
Yeah, I mean, when you start seeing cars flipping out of the air like fish jumping out of water, I think that's a pretty telltale sign to get on them brakes there, boy.
Yeah, get it wound up. Get it wound up and let that crash settle itself out before you get there. He did a nice job. Unfortunately, it did have to go through the grass, but outside of that, man, nice job, Peter.
The 44 of Anthony English's car, from that point of view, literally just looks like a fish jumping out of water.
Oh yeah, it just launches up.
3 or 4 cars.
Josh Milam on the pit road, and then Anthony English doing it as well.
It looks like Josh might have got the lucky dog there. And he did. He's on around, so back on the lead lap for him. He's got his work cut out for him, as we're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checker tonight. So getting a little bit of that luck that we were talking about earlier. Right place, right time. Getting the bailout for a possible mistake that he made. And we'll see where he can recover from there. Peter DeBorgia, after getting his lap back, is in 13th place. And Alliance Motorsports still 1-2. We said they have to do something to break that line up. Well, something happened, and that Alliance line is now broken up. So it is now up for anybody, as the race leader Logan Helton going to elect to take the outside line. Pretty interesting, considering he's been taking the inside the entire race. Maybe he has some intel that the 510 is a little bit damaged. But let's be honest, what car is not damaged would probably be easier to figure out tonight.
The pace car. The pace car in the 63. I don't think anyone has touched the 63.
I'm not going to say anything. because I know how this goes.
My bad.
So
I was thinking out loud. I'm sorry, Logan, if you crashed.
But
That broadcaster's curse is real. But I think Logan can overcome it. Logan can overcome it.
I think the 63 and the 4 have had a smart race tonight. I think this is a repeat of race number 1. Not quite, but Rick Sebrand's in a spot to possibly get a race win, and has to race a teammate for it. Didn't work out for him last time. We'll see if it works out for him this time. And KR, we are pretty deep into the pit run, so maybe fuel coming into possibility if we get another quick caution, or if it's a long one. But got 2 attempts at this bad boy.
This is our first of 2 attempts, so here we go. Pace car pulling down. Rick Sebrand's, Logan Helton into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Here we go. Our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Alliance Motorsports has been hanging tough. They've had 4 to 5 cars in their group to help them out. Now it is just the 4 and the 63. So we'll see how it plays out.
23 Sebastian Marin already going 3 wide. Sorry, with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, and they are approaching that front very quickly at a rapid pace. Oh my goodness,
they are like launched out of a cannon.
That was a shot out of a cannon if I've seen one. They're clear that middle lane. Peter indecisive, doesn't drop to the middle. That's going to leave him all alone by himself on the outside line.
When we get
as we
to
come
the
to the
white
white flag. Here comes Cody Nagels out of nowhere trying to make a run up. Sebastian Marin still side by side and losing out a little bit of ground to the 63 coming out of turn number 2, KR.
All right, onto the backstretch they come. Logan Helton in the 63. Stage 1, stage 2, trying to go for the sweep here tonight. He has his teammate behind him. Sebastian Marin in the 23, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. They want to make it work from the outside lane. Here they come off of turn number 4 onto the front stretch. Who's it going to be at the line? The 63 pulling ahead, and I think that's all he needs as they crash behind him. Logan Helton in the 63 picks up the race win. Rick Sebrand's in second, and Sebastian Marin going to round out the final step of the podium, as that was a dominating night for the 63 of Logan Helton.
And yeah, that's the easy way to put it. Logan with a very strong performance tonight. Yeah. Nothing you can really say after that, you know.
A solid run. Let's go ahead and go through our race results here tonight. Logan Helton winning the race. Rick Sebrand's in second. Third goes to Sebastian Marin. Fourth, Richard Sanchez. And rounding out the top 5 is Vicente Guerrero.
And Kara, I do not have the results, so this is going to be on you for a minute.
Okay. Well, 6th goes to Dan Harrington. Andy Brigante 7th. 8th, Dave Hunt. 9th, Mark Mann. 10th place going to the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Kevin Freese, PJ Cox, Richard Kuhn, Les Levy, and Randall Cobb end up 11th through 15th. 16th spot is going to go to Daniel Holloway. 17th, Josh Milam. Jimmy Reynolds in 18th place. 19th going to go to none other than the illustrious Nathan Warren. Anthony English in 20th. Good grief, maybe you should have done it.
I can take over from now. 21st we got the 6 of Cody Nagels. And 22nd, Zach Workman. 23rd, James Mayer. 24th, Bob Lacavara. 25th, Sean Stevens. 26th, Jeremy Funk. 27th, got Sean McCara. 28th, David O. 29th, David Booth. 30th, BK, quote-unquote, Brian Anderson for KR. In 31st, you got Crosby Sr., 32nd, Eric Laurie, 33rd, Brian Wang, 34th, Zachary Lima, 35th, Casey Gilchrist, 36th, Steven Karosik, 37th, Zach Fritsch, 38th, Tyler Miller, 39th, Crosby Jr., 40th, Rob Connors, and 41st spot, Ernie Williams Jr.
All right, well, we got that one out of the way. Could I have fumbled that around anymore? All right, I've talked to him 2 times now. How about you go ahead and kick this one off for us, Travis?
Will do, KR. I'm here with the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, talked to you twice already. How'd it go, man?
Well, it looks like it went pretty well. I'm really happy with that. It was a lot of fun there at the end. Got a little intense, but I knew with Rick behind me pushing me and Vicente had a little bit of damage. I didn't think Sebastian would get the chance to get up close to us, and thankfully we were able to pull off the win. We got a 1-2 for Alliance Motorsports once again, and Mark got a solid 9th place. Just unfortunate that both Jim and Daniel couldn't come home with better finishes. They did good all night long, and but we'll hopefully look to turn it around here soon and get all of us in the playoffs.
Well, we were mentioning how half of the top 10 at one point was all Alliance. You guys definitely showed up tonight, and just a quick little thing, Logan. You led 62 laps tonight, one short of 63, which
man,
I mean, missed opportunity, man. You should have went for that one more lap, but
I'm
yeah,
falling short.
Whatever you say, bud. We haven't seen I haven't seen laps be led like this since season 1. And Derek Conley was leading 90% of the races. But yeah, y'all were doing a great job tonight controlling those lanes. But yeah, man, great race. Congratulations on the sweep. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous to anybody out there?
Well, I guess I'll say it one more time. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting the race at Turn 3 Racing Network. You guys do an awesome job up there in the booth. I'd like to thank W Energy for helping on board this year, partnering with me, and I'd like to also thank Rosa Jim's Coffee. We like to call this car the caffeine car. It's all crazy, and it's got 2 caffeine sources on it. So and again, thanks to Justin Round for making this amazing caffeine car. Just thanks to everyone at Alliance Motorsports for helping out tonight. Everyone did a great job. Rick, Mark, Daniel, and Jim, and as well as Nexus Esports. And oh, and I can't forget the pizza we had tonight, as well as the Coca-Cola.
What kind of pizza?
Just normal cheese pizza.
All right. What, from a local chain or a?
From Hunt Brothers.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Kevin Harvick. Yeah.
Kevin Harvick and Ryan Priest.
I had some Domino's tonight, so.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Logan, great job tonight. Once again, congratulations on the dominating performance. No other way to put it. Great job.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, man. You have a good night.
You too.
KR.
Yeah.
I think you get to talk to Rick Sebrands now.
I do get to talk to Rick Sebrands.
I like Rick. He's a good guy.
Dude, I'll tell you what, that Rick Sebrands is a great guy. Now, the reason why he's so great is not only is he a great driver, but I mean, he'll tell you straight that you suck when you suck.
Oh yeah.
Especially if it's me.
Is that true, Rick?
You must have your Ricks confused, because I am a gentleman on and off the track, and I would never do something like that to you, KR.
Not in public, at least.
No.
Well, hey, man, second place here tonight. An outstanding job. That Alliance Motorsports looked like you guys had this race dialed in tonight.
Well, first things first, we wanted to, as a whole team, we wanted to dedicate this race to our brother on another team, Gabe Butler, out there, and the whole Butler family, they're going through some stuff, and they're dealing with some stuff. So it really sucked not having him on track tonight, but we we can't wait for him to get back, and we're sending nothing but positive thoughts and prayers to that man. You know, he's the GOAT of our community for a reason, man, and it really stings when our brothers like that are hurting. So you know, this was for him tonight. You know, we were thinking about him, but you know, great job by Logan up there too. We you know, he did a tremendous job of calling this race and putting himself in position there with both those stages, and to get that W was really great on him, man. Just super fortunate to come home tonight with a podium finish with all that action happening around us there. We about got spun a couple times there, so usually we're on the receiving end of those, so we'll take that tonight and come home with a second.
Well, Rick, that 4 is known around this league as always finding a way to come out on top, and no surprise to see you in second place here tonight, despite the chaos going on around you. Yeah,
really. A product of that was where like Mark and Daniel and Jim unfortunately finished, man. They was up there too. You know, good communication, good strategy all night. Really hate those guys didn't get the fruits of their labor. But you know, if we keep communicating and running the way we are, you know, that'll change and they'll get up there. But yeah, super fortunate to get that second tonight, and yeah, we'll take it.
All right, Rick. Well, nice job. Second step on the podium here after a dominating Alliance Motorsports run. Shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
All the fans at home watching, of course. You guys up in the booth, and congrats again to Logan on the win tonight.
All right, there you have it. Rick Seabrands, your second place finisher here tonight. Congratulations, Rick. All right, Travis, one more to go, and this one's all on you.
Well, I get to talk to the driver that finished P3 tonight. The 23 is Sebastian Marin. Sebastian, how's it going, man?
Going good. You know, interesting race, fun race. Came out with a top 3 finish, so I can't be too upset with that.
Interesting for sure. You avoided the carnage and mayhem it seemed always happening at the front tonight, and missing that last wreck at the end to put you in a position to, you know, put yourself in a chance to win. What was going through your mind when you were under the assumption that you were going to have to break the 5-man line of the Alliance Motorsports team?
To be honest, I thought we were screwed, to be honest. I tried going 3, and Anthony got out front. I think he was running a little too high, so I couldn't really cool it. So, and with Logan changing lanes to help the guy on the bottom cool, so then he would run the middle for like a corner, and then he would go back down. It was gonna be almost impossible to really pass him. And then you know, I saw Workman start to get loose off of 4, so I started to lift a little bit. And then when I saw him going around, luckily nobody was behind me, so I hit the brakes before anybody even saw the wreck. And I was looking more in my mirror than out the windshield, because I knew some guys were probably going to be getting hit from behind or maybe losing control, trying to slow down. So, you know, after that wreck, it kind of split them up. So, and then the last restart, having Peter behind me, knowing that several cars in front of me had damage, decided to go 3. And I wanted to get cleared with him to the middle. I think he was, but I didn't realize it, so I felt really bad. I owe him one for sure in the future. So thank you, Peter, for getting me up there. But yeah, just needed somebody with not a lot of front end damage like Vicente there at the end. So it was going to be hard to beat them, but still, to come out with a P3, can't be too upset.
Yeah, you and the 40 there on that restart were like a cannon and two cannonballs just bouncing off each other. You look like Bullet Bill flying through the field. It's probably the best way I can put it. But yeah, it looked like Peter was clear, but he was a little too indecisive, and that's kind of what got him there. But yeah, you did great. I literally, as you were talking about that wreck, I'm watching a replay of it as we speak, and it's like you had a bubble around your car. So good awareness there. But yeah, man, great job tonight. Last step on the podium. Haven't got to talk to you much this season, but what are your hopes for the rest of the season, as you're typically a favorite to get into the playoffs? What's it going to take to keep making that happen?
Definitely a win, considering how my teammate season has been so far. I think I need a win for sure to get in. I've come close, but not been able to close it out yet. So definitely a win, so then I can focus on getting my other teammates a win, and try to slow down Logan's momentum. We know how good he is. He's always going to be a threat. So if I can get a win and somehow slow down his momentum, that'd be a win. But, you never know. We know how good he is. So we'll see.
Well, if you can figure that out, share it with the whole field, because I'm sure everybody would like to see see that happen also. But great job tonight, man. You want to give any shout-outs, thank yous before we let you go?
Yeah, of course. I'll give a shout-out to Peter again for getting me up there. When I've gotten this P3 without him, I'll give a shout-out to Dale Cup, my teammates, Cody, Zach, and Steve. We always have a good time racing together. I'll give a shout out to KR and you, Travis, for putting on this broadcast. We tend to rewatch the races, see the action, the wrecks, see what the point of view of your guys is of the race. And I'll give a shout out to OP for putting on this league. So I can't wait for next week, even though it is iRacing Superspeedway. So I don't know, feeling a little 50-50, but we'll see you guys next week.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
KR.
Yeah, Sebastian Marin bringing it home. Third step of the podium. So how about that?
Yeah, I mean, he said iRacing Superspeedway next week and probably took the words out of my mouth. 50-50, baby. That's pretty much all it is. It's you're either going to wreck or you're going to finish the race.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And I'm done talking, so I'm going to let Travis tell you all good night.
Well, I get the pleasure of signing everybody out. So y'all have a good night. Leave a like. And see y'all next week for the whatever iRacing Superspeedway name. It's a fake generic soda drink that we used to play the joke of next week. So good night, everybody.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.